Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me today for Tuesdays with Paula. I am Paula K Bronte, your Master Rapid Eye Technician. And today we're going to talk about those thoughts, those damn thoughts that we can't stop thinking, that we really want to stop thinking, but they just keep rolling and rolling and rolling like you're on a treadmill and you just can't get off of it. Okay, hold on a minute. My hair is going to distract me because I don't like that. Okay. All right. Now you can have my full attention. I have a couple of announcements to make just before we go into our topic for today. First of all, I want to congratulate Kirsten. I will not give her last name for confidentiality, but she won our drawing last week. And thank you all so much. I had a flood of emails come in for my free one-on-one session. And I'm really excited that so many people were interested. And Kirsten was the winner, so I'll be seeing her this week actually. Another announcement is that I started yesterday with the encouragement of my friend Kate Allen, that many of you know from past interviews and also, simply because she's pretty well known in this community anyway. She suggested that I do a journal, a success journal, because so often we will forget to stop for a moment and acknowledge what we've accomplished. Even if it's something small, doesn't matter. Celebration is such a high vibratory experience. And when we stop and celebrate even the small things, not only is it encouraging, but it's uplifting. And we're often so busy wanting to just get on to the next thing, What's next? What's coming up? Okay, got that done. It becomes just like a thing we click off on our to-do list, as opposed to recognizing that, okay, this was a success. I accomplished this thing. So I've started a Facebook success journal with some of the things that I notice that I'm aware of that I've accomplished. And that just feels good to be able to share it. And I'm doing it for my own inspiration, and I'm hoping it inspires you too. Maybe you can start your own success journal and just take a minute and celebrate. Okay, got this done. My first one was 5 pounds that dropped. And it was really very spontaneous. I'm not really trying hard to lose weight. I'm staying conscious and focused on healthy eating. I think it's more a result of a lot of the energy work that I've been doing. I continue to do my own work. We all must. Those of you that are practitioners there, you know that we can only give what we have, right? We can only, our healing work can only be as high in quality as our own vibratory frequency. So I continue to do my own work. And often as a result, weight will just come up. We talked about that last week with Lynn Manning. Okay, so today's topic, those thoughts that we simply cannot stop thinking. All right, so don't think about spaghetti right now. What's the first thing you're thinking about, right? What's your favorite kind of spaghetti? It came right into your mind. So when we're trying to go on this road from negative thinking and negative feeling to feeling positive and inspired, one of the first things we do is start thinking, okay, I don't want to think about that anymore. I don't want to think about that anymore. I don't want to think. And the minute you say, I don't want to think about something, you will think about it. For one thing, the subconscious, they have found that the subconscious doesn't register the word not or don't. So when you're telling someone, I've heard this for years, and you may have too. When you want to remind somebody of something, we often will say, don't forget to get your lunch before you leave. And what the subconscious hears is, forget to get your lunch. So what you want to say instead is, remember to grab your lunch before you leave the house. Remember, right? You want to put it always in the positive. That piece there about looking at what we want rather than what we don't want. It takes a lot of training, and it infiltrates in many little ways. So just notice when you're saying, don't do this, or I don't want to do that, or I don't want to think about this, it's going to become the dominant thing. Rather, you want to find, okay, then what do I want? What do I want to think about? Not what don't I want to think about, what do I want to think about? And sometimes that's really what this is about. This is more about those compulsive thoughts that no matter how much you choose not to think about, no matter how much you choose, you can use all your willpower and say, you know what, I'm going to think about how great my date was last night. Okay, and I'm not going to think about how miserable my job is. It's usually not going to work. That miserable job is still going to come in and be the compulsive thought. It's a brain activity. It's a neural pathway that's been running for so long that's picked up momentum. It's like a train, right? A runaway train. And the longer it goes, the faster it gets. And you really can't control it, even though you try to. Right? So often that's in the world of labeling and diagnosing. They call that obsessive compulsive thinking. You know, and we all have some of it, right? We all obsess about something. I have someone now who is going through a breakup with her boyfriend, and she just keeps determining, all right, I'm done now. I'm done. Not going to think about him anymore. Not going to talk about him anymore. But yet he comes up about every 30 seconds in a conversation with herself and others. And it's just a runaway train. So here is the very simple. It's so simple you may not think it's going to work. However, it does. And I'll explain why. This very simple tool is tapping right here. These are the obsessive compulsive points, right? The OCD points right here. So when you find yourself on a treadmill and not able to get off with a specific thought that's making you crazy, you start tapping right here. And going back to our rapid eye technique, right, of moving the eye side to side. Because often when we get caught in a negative thought that's obsessing us, it's a left brain activity. That left brain is just coming right in and is being the dictator. So if you start tapping your obsessive compulsive points, right, it's going to start sending a different message through the brain. The synapses will start to respond. And then you get your eyes going side to side. And that left brain and that right brain are going to start working together. And the left brain is no longer going to be dominating you. And that right brain, the bigger picture, is going to give you an opportunity to make a different choice. So you're tapping, you're moving your eyes side to side, and you're saying out loud, stop it, stop it, stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. And you can run through that 2 or 3 times. And it takes just that much time. And then what happens is you have a better choice. Then you actually can choose to reach for the thought that feels better, as Abraham would say. Right? Abraham Hicks. When I say Abraham, I'm referring to Abraham Hicks, for those of you who aren't familiar. It's one of my very favorite teachings. So it doesn't necessarily, actually, it doesn't mean that it's healing the condition, the OCD or that piece. It's not healing. It's, again, the tools I give you are for energy management. Right? So if there's something running like that you've had that kind of trouble with, there's a primary core cause, right, that you want to have excavated. And that's what we do in Rapid Eye. And other techniques as well. For instance, I've got to give a plug to Access Consciousness. Megan Silito, you may have seen her a few weeks ago, a couple of months ago actually, joined me for Tuesdays with Paula. And she does Access Consciousness. And I received a bars session from her last week. And she describes it as defragging the brain. And I have to say it is a perfect description. Because it felt like it wiped out all the files of things that were really bothering me. And I've come into such a state of peace and clarity that I haven't experienced for quite a while, even though I do a lot of work. So BARS, we'd look for bars practitioners in your area. And the science behind it is, in fact, I'm going to learn the technique myself. The science behind it is that it's the equivalent, one bar session is the equivalent to 4 to 6 hours of meditation over the course of 4 to 6 months. That's the effect that it has on the brain. So it's cool stuff. And it can really help with this obsessive compulsive thinking, these damn thoughts that we can't make go away. Wipes them out. And in the meantime, and between any kind of work that you're doing, stop it, stop it, stop it. Get your eyes going side to side. Stop it, stop it, stop it. It gives you the power. This is empowering so that you know you are not at the mercy of these thoughts. You are put into a position where you can reach for a thought that feels better. It's easier to switch. It's easier for you to say, okay, now what do I want to think about? I want to think about that great date I had last night. I want to think about how beautiful the day is. I want to sit down and make my gratitude list. Right? There is nothing that can shift our vibration as quickly as authentic appreciation. Right? Again, that's an Abraham Hicks teaching. I mean, to really understand on a deep level the vibratory power authentic appreciation for anything. Can be very small. Can be the flower sitting in your backyard. It can be the food that's sitting in front of you. It can be the fact that your heart's beating right now and you're not doing anything to make that happen. As long as it's an authentic vibration of appreciation, it's going to help raise your vibration. It's going to help raise your well-being and your ability to reach for a thought that feels better. So you put all that together, takes a couple of minutes. Stop it, 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 stop it. Now I'm going to reach for a thought that feels better. I'm going to sit down and look around me and appreciate the beautiful home that I have. And you'll find that that obsessing really does start to quiet down. You have a much greater choice. You're no longer at the mercy of that runaway train. Okay, that's what I have to offer you today on these thoughts that keep making us crazy. We have the power. We have the ability to manage our brain. We manage our blood pressure, we manage our weight, we manage other aspects of our bodies. Our brain is pretty central. And the tools and the understanding of the study now that's becoming so public, teaching us how to manage the brain. And when we do that, a lot of things change. A lot of things change. So take the 2 seconds to stop it, 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 and then reach for a thought that feels better. And you'll find some of those compulsive, crazy-making thoughts are going to calm down, and you will feel so much better. Now, before we do leave today, I want to mention the fact, again, since we're talking about thoughts, that a thought creates a mass. There is a mass of energy. Thoughts vibrate from us, and there is a measurable energetic mass that comes from them. And we often call them thought forms. Now, a thought form is said to have gravity. And anything that has gravity is magnetic. So when we put out a thought, it becomes a magnet that attracts other thoughts that are like it and that grow into a bigger mass that creates physical, tangible experiences. That's that law of attraction that we talk about so often. That's really how it works. There's a gravitational pull that happens from the thoughts that we emanate. And never underestimate the power of prayer. Genuine, authentic prayer. I'm not talking about rote words that you just say empty and you don't really believe or feel very much. I'm talking about prayer that comes from that state of love. Right? First, when we drop down into our hearts and access the universal power of love that flows through us, and then from that place, speak a prayer. The power behind it is magnificent. So if you've got those compulsive thoughts running and you're having trouble with them, do your stop it, and go into a place of authentic love for whoever it is that you know vibrates at a higher frequency than you do. Right? In the invisible world, it can be angels, ancestors, it can be ascended masters, anybody, anything. It can be nature, anything that you know has the power to contribute to the creation of universes, including yours. Stop for a moment, go into that true sense of love and appreciation, and just speak. Speak to that force. And you'll be shocked at how much help you can get just like that. And it's not the words, it's the feeling. The universe reads our feelings. I'm going to just tell you a short story that yesterday I was driving, and there was a gentleman going to work on a motorcycle. And it wasn't a big, sturdy bike. It was one of those bullet bikes. And I looked over at it, and he was right in my line of vision. And I thought, oh, that's so dangerous, right? And I thought, don't be thinking that about this guy. So I immediately shifted into just calling in protection for him. I just flooded him with light, and complete stranger, though, I was able to access in that moment, because I guess I wasn't thinking about it very much. I was just in my feeling place, and I was able to access that true feeling of love for this other human being, and it wasn't worry or fear. It was just pure light, just sending light to him and calling protection for him and around his bike and everyone around him. And then I said, angels, wrap your wings of protection around him. Angels, wrap your wings around him and protect him. And as soon as I finished that sentence, I kid you not, he let go of his handlebars and he put his arms out. And he's riding 80 miles an hour on this bike with his arms stretched out. And a couple of seconds, it started wobbling, and then he put his hands back. And I thought, isn't that fun? The universe, the angels, all those beings that we don't see with our naked eye that are always there have a great sense of humor. And they want us to know that they're hearing us. So, talk to them. Play with them. They want to play with us. All right, there you have it. Stop it, 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 stop it. Reach for a thought that feels better. And talk. Talk to those forces that are here wanting us to have bliss and joy and happiness and fun. Most of all, fun. They love it when we're having fun. It's the greatest way to get their attention. Okay, I love you all. Thank you so much for your time, your attention, and I will see you next week. Blessings.